Hi there, and welcome to today's weekly market update. Today's video is going to be a little bit more longer because I want to go through a little bit more things in detail. And by the way, if you like this type of videos, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and give a thumbs up, and also leave some comments if you wish to. And if you want to have questions, email me directly at contact@esttrader.com or estrators@gmail.com. So before we begin, please note these videos are for educational purposes only and not to be taken in form of advice. And if you need to know more, please visit our website at www.esttrader.com. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and I want to discuss a couple of things here. So note that last week was a very bearish week. So after Thanksgiving, Friday, the markets basically dropped. And one of the major reasons why the markets dropped is because of the new variant of the COVID-19, which is Omicron. So today there is another headline, simply not just with the variant, but some certain worries in terms of quote unquote, hopefully there's not going to happen, a war basically in Russia, somewhere around there. And it's a really good read. It's actually on Bloomberg. So it just basically just popped up earlier today. And currently, yesterday, so let's discuss first with the weekly right here. So overall, the market is still very bullish. When I say the markets, I'm talking here the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and basically the NASDAQ. So, but from this chart alone, this is the S&P 500 right here. And this is actually the futures price that's currently ticking. So last week was very bearish. However, despite it being bearish, in my opinion, could be a possibility that this is going to be a correction. And I've always been stating this, that a correction is going to happen. If you've been following basically my reports around 45.63 or around here around the 4,500 mark. So there's that possibility it could basically drop down there before it can continue to the upside. Not only that, if I'm going to put in a trend line basically from here to here, so yes, approximately somewhere around here 45.09 in the next few weeks. That's only if it chooses to. However, yesterday, or actually today, the markets simply gave everything back. It corrected itself to the upside with this very bearish move. So mind you, this is Friday, Monday. So as a basic part of the expectation is that when there's a lot, when like here it dropped more than 2%, 2.5% Friday, the odds and probability that it could correct is also probable. Stability before a continuation. So if I want to show you here on a lower time frame, so the past few hours, actually right now here, it basically dropped from 46.60 all the way down to 45.85 based on the news that was happening actually in Asia, which is basically based on Omicron variant. It created a base, it hammered, created a base, and then buyers did come back in here from a level of demand. So the questionnaire is where to from here. In my own honest opinion, I believe there's still a more of a continuation of the price to head back down south. Markets will create some form of a catalyst if it's not going to be war, and if it's not going to be mortgage setbacks or a buyback. Like remember 2008, 2006, you have basically also the war in Afghanistan, and in 96, the same thing in the Middle East. So there's always going to be some form of a catalyst in order for the markets to correct. And that catalyst will create some form of fear. When there's some fear, then this is where the market has to correct itself. Because if everything is looking good, and I've been also saying all the time, it's not sustainable in order for the markets to keep going back, going up. In my opinion, it's been a bubble, and it's just a matter of time that that bubble is also going to burst. Last month, November was very bullish. October was bearish. Odds and probability that there could be a correction continuation to the downside is more than likely to happen, but didn't want to do that. So by the end of, actually we have a couple more days left. If it is going to happen like this, as the gravestone doji, I am going to be bearish for December and then January and so forth, and all the way down there. From a correctional point of view, if I'm going to put in basically a fib from here to there, which is the high, all the way to approximately 3765.26, or even here in the 50th percentile in 2022, if it chooses to, of course. But if not, then market is going to keep on going until who knows where. And of course, it'll be a different topic, different story. The other part is that the volatility index, or the VIX in general, is very bullish. It created new higher highs. And from a daily perspective, there's a big gap. Basically, yesterday, they filled that gap. There's a little bit more right here. So as part of our forecast is simply that the S&P could potentially go back a little bit more. And we want to see it create a new lower lows here. But you have a lower high over there. So another lower high will form. If it comes back around 4,700, that would be great. But if not, from a correctional standpoint, then a continuation of the price to the downside, which makes sense because it has to also create or to fill in that gap. But if not, longer term, I'm actually very bullish with the VIX, the volatility index. And you can see through there based now in November, so December, they still need to fill in this here as well. So be aware, I'm still basically very bearish with the markets in general. Dollar index, on the other hand, also very bullish with it. Within the dollar index, it actually now popping up through around here, which is a major target point, very bullish, as in probability head towards back to parity. Longer term is more than likely to happen. So for the week, on the other hand, created basically grabs in doji, and possibility of it correcting to the downside is more than likely to happen. There was an anomaly basically happened here from Friday, which didn't make sense technically when the markets are down, the dollar index is going up, and likewise for the yield. The yield should be very bullish, but it didn't want to do that. So from this perspective too, gold and oil, actually oil tanked by 12%, giving all back up. So currently it's very volatile in terms of the oil. Longer term, there's also that possibility, actually longer term, or mainly bullish going to 90 or 100 somewhere sometime. But because it's been also way overbought, there's going to be some form of a correction as well happening. And currently, this is what's looking at. There's no proper lower low, higher low, but despite a new higher high, I won't be surprised if a new higher low will be formed somewhere sometime. But however, longer term, I'm still currently bearish with it. Everything is just way too expensive. So if this new variant is going to happen and you're going to see more lockdowns, there's going to be basically, or will be forced to drop because there's no demand for it, right? When there's no demand, supply will come in, price will basically will drop, and likewise for gas prices, where it's actually still very expensive at this point, which doesn't make sense. Technically, it also should be dropping. I live here in the Bay Area, and the cheapest I could find is $4.25 within my neighborhood. But outside of that, it can go all the way to $4.90 or even $5 basically a gallon. So if you live in outside of the US, it's divided by liter, right? So it's approximately around 3 liters per gallon. All right, so that's basically my report for today. Just be aware, basically politically, there's that, and could affect the markets to drop even further, basically in the future. But within this week alone, mind you too, though, that Tuesday here, it's really nothing much. Actually, Monday, there was a lot of low impact news. Excuse me. Powell spoke Tuesday. You had Federal Powell, Chairman Powell is going to speak once again. 7 a.m. You have GDP in Canada, GDP in Australia. Wednesday, you have ADP non-farm employment change. You have Bank of England, Federal Power, ISM Manufacturing PMI. Thursday, we have OPEC meeting minutes right there. And then Friday, of course, you have unemployment and non-farm payroll, which we're going to be trading live, actually. And unemployment rate, treasury currency report. So there's going to be a lot of activity as of from starting Wednesday, actually, Wednesday and Thursday, Friday. So just got to be aware with that. So if you are going to be long, just be careful. Odds and probability that it could potentially drop even further is likely to happen. Of course, at the right time. I'm not here to give you any form of advice. You need more education or you need more tips. You can also feel free to join our trading community basically for free, or join our classes basically with a small fee. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoy that. Please make sure to subscribe, help us grow our channel, leave some comments, email me at esdtraders@gmail.com if you have any questions. Other than that, please be safe, take care. Till next time, happy trading. Bye now.